We have more coverage of You Decide 2012. It was a long night for many candidates as they waited for the results to come in, and President Barack Obama got a tough challenge from Mitt Romney, but voters decided to give the president another 4 years in office. We check back in with Fox's Nicole Collins. She joins us live from Washington, D.C. this morning to talk about how things played out yesterday. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Rachel. Yeah, President Obama securing this second term with 303 electoral votes. Mitt Romney getting just 206. That seems like a big win, and it is decisive for sure, but the popular vote was a lot closer than that. At last check, somewhere between 1 and 2 million votes difference. So when you consider that more than 130 million people came out to vote, Mitt Romney did turn out quite a few voters yesterday, but eventually, had to concede once Ohio once that state was given and called for Barack Obama. Essentially just a few minutes later, then the election was called for him as well, Rachel.
What are the Republicans saying this morning about losing so many of the battleground states?
Well, I think what we're hearing is that the polls were essentially right. That's one of the lessons that we got from this. Watching those polls, especially the Real Clear Politics average polls, tended to be right on target. So I've heard that from Republicans, and I think, probably licking their wounds a little bit and just trying to reevaluate now where the party goes from here, Rachel.
And the president heads back to the White House dealing with a divided Congress once again.
Yes, and we just found out the House Speaker, John Boehner, who will maintain his leadership position in the Republican-controlled House, is going to come out later today and talk about working together with Democrats, with the president, on ways to create jobs and to grow the economy. We heard from President Obama last night in his victory speech as well, talking about cooperation. So we're hearing a lot of talk about cooperation. Now, whether that will actually happen, it's anyone's guess. It doesn't seem to have been one of the trends we've seen lately. So I don't know. I'm not too optimistic that it'll come to pass here in Washington.
Yeah, America will be watching for that in the next few months. Can we talk a little bit about Sandy, Superstorm Sandy, and how that impacted the vote on the East Coast? We talked a little bit about it yesterday, Nicole, and all the different provisions they were making so that people could get out and vote.
Right. It seems to me in everything that I've seen and heard that voters there took it seriously and were able to cast their votes. I haven't heard too much of an outcry regarding that today, and I think specifically too because those are two Democratic states. So I think if one had turned red, if one had gone to Mitt Romney, maybe we would have heard a bit of an outcry and a call for something else to be done. But at this point, the struggling people in New Jersey, New York were, it seems, able to get out and vote. Authorities there did try to make, like you say, provisions to allow them to vote. One of those, of course, being that they could vote at any polling station instead of the one that they are registered to vote at. Rachel?
Busy morning for you, Nicole. We appreciate your time. Nicole Collins live in Washington, D.C. this morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.